Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Umne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. If you are new on this channel, then you can like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel for the different lectures in the Life Sciences. Today, we are going to see the lecture on law of segregation from the genetics. This topic is included in the semester 4 botany paper 2 unit 1 syllabus of RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. Even this topic is included right from the 12th class to the MSc level syllabus all over the India in the junior college as well as the senior. So let's see this topic. Now, if you see the law of segregation, then first of all, you should remember the statement of the law of segregation. And this is the most simplest statement of the law so that you can easily remember this one. What the law states that, see, when a pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid, then members of alleles remain together without mixing with each other and separate or segregate at the time of gamete formation. So, pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid. Then members of allelic pair remain together without mixing with each other and separate or segregate at the time of gamete formation. First of all, we will see what is that allele. If you see the allele, then the most simple definition is alternative forms of gene, or the other definition which has the correct meaning of the allele is that two or more similar or contrasting means opposite pair of characters present on homologous chromosomes on corresponding loci. Corresponding means the same, loci means the position. So first of all, we will see the homologous chromosome. Say for example, if this is a pair of homologous chromosome first one and chromosome second one, and homologous chromosome means what? The morphologically as well as genetically similar chromosomes are known as the homologous chromosomes. And in a diploid organism, the chromosomes are present in pairs. In triploid, 3 chromosomes similar, that is homologous chromosome. In tetraploid, 4, etc. So, if we see this homologous chromosome, suppose now this is one position on the homologous chromosome and this is the same position on the another homologous chromosomes. Say for example, if here there is a gene which is responsible to control the height of the plant, and same gene must be present there for the height of the plant. Either it may the capital T or it may the small t. So the combination will becomes capital T or capital T small t or small t, small t. If we see that if these two are present, then capital T. If this one is present and this one is present, then capital T, small t. And if both are the small, then small t, small t. So see now the definition, two or more. First we will have to see the only two. Similar or contrasting, if the capital T or small t is there, then it is similar. But when one is capital and another one is small, that is dominant and the recessive one, then it becomes now the contrasting. These are the pair of characters and which are present on the homologous chromosome on corresponding loci. But if we see the population of any organism, instead of the two, there may be presence of more than one gene in the population or more than one type of the alternating forms of the gene. Say for example, the blood groups in the human being having the different types. So in this way, the two or more similar or contrasting pairs of character present on the homologous chromosome on corresponding loci is known as the alleles or allelomorph. One more thing we have seen here, the capital is a dominant one and small is a recessive one. So dominant means, according to the Mendel, the character which express itself in F1 generation is known as the dominant one, and the character which do not express in the F1 generation but remain suppressed and express itself in F2 generation is known as the recessive one. The dominant character is written in the capital letter and the recessive character written in the small letter. Then what is meant by the hybrid? Say for example, if the one plant is tall plant, when it is crossed with dwarf plant, then the resulting organism that will be formed by this combination of organism, and that is considered as a hybrid. Because one is tall and another is dwarf, and hence both these organisms or the parents are genetically different, and hence this F1 organism which is developing from the genetically different organisms, and hence it is known as the hybrid. And according to the Mendel, here F1 generation organisms are also tall, but it is a hybrid tall. So when we have to see this statement, we have to prove the statement in the law of segregation. So once again we have to see this statement that when a pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid, then members of allelic pair remain together without mixing with each other and separate or segregate at the time of gamete formation. So how we have to prove this? First one, we have to consider that parents. Suppose the one organism, that is the male parent, and we have to consider it a tall one, and the another one as a dwarf, and that is a female. The tall character and dwarf character are controlled by a pair of allele, and that is known as the genotypes. And the genotypes for the tall is capital T, that is both are the same and homozygous condition, and the dwarf character is controlled by a small t, small t. Then there is a formation of gametes, and the gametes contain half number of the chromosomes. As in any organism there is a homologous chromosomes, that is a diploid condition. In such a cases, first of all, during the formation of the gametes there is a meiosis, and meiosis is known as reduction division, as it reduces the chromosome number to the half, and hence in one gamete there is a presence of one set of the chromosome and the another gamete containing the another set, and hence here the 2n condition will be reduced to haploid condition in the gametes, and hence here the gametes will carry the half number of genotypes. So in this way the gametes will contain the capital T in case of the tall plant and small t in case of the dwarf plants. In F1 generation, which will be formed by the combination of male and female gametes, both, that is the fusion of male and the female gamete, and we will obtain the capital T and small t type of the condition. And as the tall character is a dominant one and the dwarf is recessive, here there is a expression of the tall character in F1 generation. See now, this tall character having the two different genotypes, that is the capital T and small t, and hence this is known as hybrid tall. See now, when a pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid, means now this pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid. So for the complete life of this organism, these pairs of allele remain together without mixing with each other. This was earlier definition, but nowadays we know the presence of the cell, the presence of the chromosomes, and actually these alleles are present in the form of genes on the chromosome like the capital T and small t, and hence they are present on the different chromosomes, and hence no question arises to mix with each other. And if we see the formation of the gametes, then again there will be the separation of the homologous chromosomes from each other, and hence the one gamete will carry the capital T and another one will carry the small t. So this will be the gametes which are formed by the F1 hybrid or the hybrid tall. And in this way, both these alleles again separate or segregate at the time of gamete formation, and hence it is said that thus they will separate and or segregate at the time of gamete formation. And in this way we can say that when a pair of allele is brought together in a hybrid, then members of allelic pair remain together without mixing with each other and separate or segregate at the time of gamete formation. So in this way we can prove this law of segregation here. Again, if we see this law of segregation, it is also known as law of purity of gametes. As we have seen the F1 generation, and that was the capital T small t, that is hybrid tall, and this one, that is hybrid tall, when is crossed with another one, or we can say that selfing of F1 means capital T small t crossed with the capital T small t, that is the tall plant crossed with another tall plant, that is hybrid tall. They will form the gametes. First one gamete will contain the capital T, second gamete containing the small t, and here also selfing is there, and hence the same type of the gametes will be formed. Now see here the combination, one we will consider as a male one and another one as a female one. So one male gamete to the one female gamete, and second male gamete to the first one, then second male gamete to the first female gamete, and the first one to the second. So in this way we can say that first one to the first, then first one to the second, second one to the first, and second one to the second. So in this way we will have the combination capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. So as we have seen earlier, this capital T, it is tall, capital T, small t, again hybrid tall, and this one is dwarf, small t, small t. So in this way we obtained three plants as a tall one, and one plant as a dwarf one. So if we see the F1 generation organism, it contains the gene for the dwarfness in the form of small t, but not the character of dwarfness, as the plant is tall, that is a hybrid tall. But then also when it reproduces again and formation of F2 generation, then again we obtain here the dwarf character. It means that the genes or the alleles which are present in this organism, they are pure for their own character. Means here the capital T or the allele is pure for the tallness and the small t is pure for the dwarfness, and hence this law is also known as the law of purity of gametes. If you see any organism, then there is a meiosis during the formation of the gametes, that may the plant or that may the animals, and hence the segregation of alleles at the time of gamete formation is carried out in each and every living organism who produces by means of sexual reproduction, and hence it is a universal phenomena which is carried out in every sexually reproducing organism, that is plant and the animals, and hence it is also known as universal law. Then in addition to this, we will see the monohybrid ratio. What is actually the definition of the monohybrid ratio? The ratio which is obtained in F2 generation and is based upon only one pair of contrasting character. Earlier we have crossed the tall plant with the dwarf one, which reproduces in F1 generation, that is tall plant, that is hybrid tall, having the genotype capital T small t. On selfing of F1 generation organism, we have seen the tall plant when crossed with the another tall plant, that is capital T small t and capital T small t, the genotypes, and the gametes containing capital T small t, then capital T again small t. So we obtained here the type of generation in the F2, and that is capital T, capital T, capital T small t, capital T small t, and small t small t. So this is actually the generation which is developing from the F1 selfing, and hence it is known as F2 generation. So we have to see the ratio in F2 generation and is based upon only one pair of contrasting character, because we have taken here only the one pair, that is the tall character and the dwarf character. So the capital T, capital T, capital T small t and capital T small t, all these three are the tall one, while the small t, this plant is dwarf one. So three plants are tall and one plant is dwarf. And this tall and the dwarf are the phenotypic characters of the organism, or we can say that the external appearance of an organism, and hence it is known as the monohybrid phenotypic ratio, and it is 3:1. That is 3 are the tall and 1 is dwarf. But if we see the genotypic ratio, then the genotypic ratio is capital T is 1, then capital T small t, they are 2, and small t again is 1, and hence 1:2:1 becomes the monohybrid genotypic ratio. So here we can finish today's lecture, and in the next lecture we will see the law of independent assortment. If you like this lecture and is helpful to you, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on different life science titles. Thanks a lot once again.